Hey there, what's going on? Matt Johnson here, and thanks for checking out the Express 3-Step Credit Cure. Now, what it is it's a super simple 3-step system that you can do from the comfort of your own home to boost your credit score, eliminate debt, and just get out of that situation where everything falls back on your credit. Because if you have poor credit, you can't get loaned for a new car. You can't get a loan to fix the house. You can't do anything. Like sometimes you can't even get a job because you have bad credit. You might not be able to find a place to rent because you have bad credit. And so this is exactly how we are going to fix that. And I know because I used to have bad credit myself. It was low. And then after running into that wall of, oh, you can't have this, you can't do that, even though you may even have the money to afford it and make the payments, but because of this one silly little number, they just basically say no. Like the system really is flawed. Instead of giving it to the people that can afford it, they give it to the people who can't afford it with a better credit score than you. So this is exactly how we're gonna pull you up out of that situation and get you in the 600 and even 700 club. It's gonna be awesome, and it's super duper simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and yeah, let's just dive in here. So again, the Express 3-Step Credit Cure is how we're gonna fix your credit from the comfort of your own home in a matter of only a few months. Now, keep in mind, everyone's credit score is going to be different. So, and on top of that, everyone's commitment level to the process is going to be different. So just because Joe over there jumped up 100 points in a month doesn't mean that you're going to. You may only jump up a few points. But as long as we're going in the right direction, good things are going to happen. I promise you. Okay? So before we get started, you want to be sure to lock the door, turn off your phone, your pager if you have one. I don't think anyone has one of those anymore though. But turn it off if you do. Turn off Facebook, log out of Facebook, get rid of all the distractions around you, get a pen and some paper, and get ready to take some notes because we're about to learn how you can boost your credit score while fixing your credit at the same time, as well as you can use this method to eliminate debt if you have any. So, I don't necessarily condone that, but you can get rid of your debt with the system at the same time while we fix your credit. Okay, so let's just dive on in. So again, it's a really easy to follow 3-step system. Okay, step number 1 is to update your credit report information, like your personal information. And I'm going to go deeper into these in a minute, but just so you can see the 3-step system. Okay, step 2, we're going to dispute any and all collections accounts that you may have with any debt collector. So anyone who's claiming that you owe money to and say you're behind on payments, or it's they charge off the account and sort it to a bill collector, we're disputing all that good stuff. And then after that is step number 3. You want to dispute any and all negative accounts listed on your credit reports. Okay? Pretty simple, right? So I'm going to update information and then dispute and dispute and dispute. And then what I'm even going to do as a special bonus, which I don't really share this with anyone, but I'm adding a 4th step. I'm going to show you my super secret ninja tool, which is essentially automating everything and it's step by step what you need to do. It's awesome. You're going to love it. And I'll show you that in a little bit. All right, so let's get started. So step number 1, updating your credit report information. So the first thing we need to do is to get a copy of your most up-to-date credit reports. So the 3 credit agencies are TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. There's other ones, but these are the 3 big ones that everybody uses when they do a credit check or try to pull your credit to see if they're giving you that new credit card or that new loan. So we want to get a copy of that. All you have to do is go to like freescore360.com or something like that. You can use like the Credit Karma and stuff. You should stay away from those. However, because those only report one of the 3 credit bureaus on it, I believe they use either Experian or Equifax. I don't use them, so I'm not 100% familiar, but they only use one. And so we don't want to clean up just one credit bureau, like one credit report. We want to clean up all three. So you need to go to, again, like Free Score 360 or Score Sense or something like that. If you Google it, a ton of them will pop up. And here's a little hint. Just they all have a free trial. Just call to cancel before your free trial. And what they do, all of them do this. They're going to say, oh, you qualify for a special half off or whatever, and you can get the same exact service for half price. So instead of being like $40, it'll only be $20 or whatever it costs. So call them before the end of the free trial and you can get it for half off. All right. After that, we're going to go on and we want to print out all three of our reports. So print out TransUnion, print out Experian, and print out Equifax credit reports. And then, so how it works, at the very top of the report is going to be, you'll see your name, your address, your employer, and all that kind of information. Okay? There may be more than one of your name. So say John Smith, Smith, John, John A. Smith, Smith, John A. We only want one name. So you only want to have your name one way. So if there's more than one, pick the one you like the most, and we're going to dispute the other one and say take those off. The same thing goes with the addresses. If you have, so your current address, we want that on there. But you have your past address and the one before that and the one before that. We want to get those past addresses removed completely. And what this is going to do is actually going to help boost your score initially just by getting all that stuff, that like extra stuff taken off. But it's also going to make it easier to dispute the collection agencies and whatnot because the addresses aren't going to match up. Okay, so it's pretty simple. And then along with the dispute letter saying, hey, I need these taken off, you also want to send a copy of your driver's license, a copy of your social security card, and like a copy of just a current utility bill with your name and address on it. And your driver's license should also have your address on it as well. So send a copy of each of those three things along with your dispute letter, and be sure that you send it certified mail with a return receipt. So certified mail with a return receipt to make sure they got it, and this way you'll know exactly when they got it as well, which you want to keep track of all this stuff. And then, yeah, that'll be updated, and we will move on to step number 2. So, step number 2, we want to dispute all of the collections accounts. Okay, we're just going to dispute everything. Well, anything that isn't helping us, anything negative, we want to dispute. Okay, so we're going to look at the credit reports we just printed out. Ooh, and another tip. When you print out your credit reports from the 3 credit bureaus, make sure that you have it time-stamped. So it should say the date at the top or the bottom of each page of paper. Because this is what we're going to use this against all these, collection agencies and whatnot. Okay? So once we find all the negative, accounts on our credit report, and again, if it's a whole bunch, you don't have to do them all at once. Do them 2 or 3 at a time. If you want to do them all at once, do them all at once. But, do whatever is manageable for you. But after we have those collections accounts listed, we're going to, again, send a letter to directly to the collection agency saying, hey, I'm disputing this. You claim this on my credit report. I'm disputing it. Please provide me, with some kind of proof that I actually owe you this money, that has my signature on it. And then they're going to have to, prove that you owe them money, but they're not going to be able to. And that's good. So after we send out those letters, we're going to wait 30 days. Okay, and you're probably going to get some kind of cookie cutter reply back, like, oh, hey, this is proof that you owe us money. It'll just be like a letter saying, oh, yes, here's a verification of proof that you owe us money. Even though it's not just a piece of paper that says verification of proof, but there's no signature on it. Sometimes they'll even just print out like a copy of the bill like you get in the mail for a credit card and send that to you. But again, no signatures are on it, which is what we want. So after the 30 days, they just broke the law in the sense that after you dispute something with a collection agency, they have 30 days to have it updated on your credit report. Okay? So whether they send it in, they don't send it in, the credit report doesn't post it up within, that amount of 30 days, it doesn't matter what the situation is. If after 30 days, the updated credit report doesn't say dispute by client or disputed on it, then they broke the law. And 9 times out of 10, they never, ever update anything, which is good because as soon as those 30 days hit, on day 31, you want to print out a new copy of the credit report for each of the big three, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Make sure, again, it's time stamped when you print it out. So now we have the first printout, which was over 30 days ago. We have this new one, which was over 30 days later. We have proof that they broke the law by not updating the credit report. Okay? So after this happens, there's two options. You can either send them to small claims court, like go down to your courthouse and fill out a small claims court and send it directly to them. And then they either have to show up and go to small claims court with you, which that only happened like twice that I've heard about ever. And it was only to see if the person was going to actually show up. Or they're going to, give you what you want and remove the stuff off of the credit report, which is ultimately, that is what we want. So that's step one. Or I know it's like a small fee when you file for small claims court. Say it's not feasible at the current moment. We can just, okay, not a big deal. We'll move on to step number 3. Which again, this is the same exact method that can be used to get out of any debt that you may owe. So if you ran up $3,000 on a Capital One card or a credit card, and you didn't pay it off, they closed the account and they sent it to a bill collector, you can technically use this method to not have to pay that because they're saying you don't owe the bill collector money. You owed Capital One money, but they sold it off already, so they're done. So now you don't owe the bill collector any money, and you never signed anything with them. They can't prove anything. So you can use this method for evil if you want to. Totally up to you what you decide to do with it, but just so you know, now you know. All right, so once we're done with the collections account, step number 3 is to dispute the accounts directly with the credit bureaus. Again, this is only if number 2 does not work. If step 2 works and they take it off, boom, Yahtzee. You don't want to dispute anything. It's a waste of time and waste of money to try to dispute something that you've already won. So only if step number 2 doesn't work, and if you don't want to go to like small claims or whatever, we can do step number 3, which is very similar to step number 2, except we're doing it with the credit bureaus now. So same exact thing, but instead of the collection agencies, now we're going to do it with the credit bureaus. So we're doing it with TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax now. So we're going to go back to our credit reporting membership site thing, and we're going to print out a new copy of all 3 of the credit reports. Again, make sure that they're time-stamped. And then same thing, we're going to find the negative accounts on there that we want taken off, that are hurting our credit scores, and we're going to dispute directly with each of the 3 credit bureaus. So we're going to send a letter to Equifax, a letter to Experian, and a letter to TransUnion saying, hey, this is wrong, I'm disputing this charge or this claim that I owe, $800 to whoever, the credit card company or the car loan, whatever it may be. Okay, and it's again the same process. After 30 days, if they haven't updated the credit reports saying that it's disputed, they broke the law. But for example, okay, so let's say that they do update the credit reports. Okay, so they've updated the credit reports, but again, just like in step 2, same thing. They haven't provided any proof that you owe this money. So they're claiming, hey, you owe this money, but they haven't, sent you any proof with your signature on it saying that you actually owe this money. And because of that, that's how they broke the law. So you have like a few options to play with there, depending on what they do. But they broke the law, and if that's the case, just send another letter, hey, you broke the law. Either take this off, or I'm going to take you to small claims court and sue you, for $1,000 or $5,000 an instance. And then they'll either take them off or they'll give you again some kind of BSE cookie cutter type, answer, reply. And that's when you send them to small claims court, which they're not going to be able to prove anything. They don't have anything with your signatures on it. They can't prove anything. And so we're going to win this hands down. And if you want to follow through, keep in mind, the whole point here is to clean up our credit report, our credit, and boost our credit scores up super duper high. But if you wanted to follow through with the small claims, you can actually make money because they did break the law. So you can get that information removed, and then, depending if you're suing them for $1,000 or $5,000, you can make a little bit of money, walk away with a little bit of coin in your pocket as well, just so you know. But again, keep in mind, the whole point here is to get our credit scores nice and clean. Yeah. Okay, and now it's time for the super secret ninja tool. Okay, this is just crazy awesome. It's dope. I don't even know how else to say it. It's I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just gonna go ahead and let's take you there right now. This is my super secret ninja tool. It's awesome. I'm just gonna kind of show you what it goes through. It covers everything step by step to fixing your credit. Okay, again, it goes extremely in-depth on the credit bureau, kind of where to get your credit report if you can't find someplace that looks good to you, what to do with small claims, quickly getting 3 good lines of credit so you can boost your credit by getting, new credit lines, which is pretty awesome. Tells you what to do with your scores, the laws that are being broken. The best thing about this is it has pre-written letters that you can send to the collection agencies or the credit bureaus, no matter what the situation is. And it's even deeper than that. It has like bankruptcies covered, student loans, medical bills. If you can think about it and it's hurting your credit, this is exactly how it's going to get fixed. Like, it's awesome. So again, your credit report, what it's all about, how to read it, because sometimes they can look kind of intimidating. And then even sample letters, which are pretty much cut and paste. So look, so if you're disputing directly with the bank or a credit agency, boom, this is the first letter you send. So name, you just kind of fill in the blanks. It's pretty cool. And then it gets a bunch of different letters that you can do. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's literally all cut and paste. Part 2 is disputing with, the credit bureaus. So again, copy and paste, done for you. It's pretty awesome. And what's really cool about it is it even goes into depth on what to do after you fix your credit. Okay, so say we get our credit fixed, it's boosted. I mean, it tells you exactly what to do. Like, again, more methods on boosting your credit really quickly. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I highly recommend it. This is exactly what I used to become a credit fixing champion. Credit fixing champion. But yeah, exactly what I used to, fix my credit. And it's a step-by-step system that kind of maps out the exact blueprint that you want to be using. Look at all these letters you can, it has letters for every single occasion. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, and the laws that are being broken and everything. So I highly recommend you check it out. Just click on the link right below this video and it'll take you right over to a cool kind of explainer video letting you know exactly how it works and how this system is designed for you and how you can become one of the thousands and thousands of people who've already benefited and been helped by this awesome program. So I hope that helped. I hope you got a little information now and you can go out there and start boosting your credit and finally take back the financial freedom that you're meant to have. Credit scores suck, but you got to play the game. So this is exactly how we're not just going to play the game, but we're going to win the game and win it big. All right, talk soon.